Welcome to Single Mom Honey, the podcast dedicated to single moms with a focus on health, money, and everything in between.
Quay, I focus on the health.
And I'm Aisha, I focus on the money. So today, Quay, we're going to be talking about the single moms, I guess you could say favorite time of the year.
Sometimes, I don't know if it's always my favorite. It was my favorite when I was,
Younger and they had
Yeah.
less responsibility, I guess you could say. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. But for a lot of the single moms who, have not no one else to depend on when it comes to finances, the tax time of the year is usually like, okay, finally we can have some breathing room for both
Yeah.
me and my children. Unless you have been in the place where both myself and Quay have been, where you owe this government, be
Yeah.
it federal, state,
Yeah, I don't
or
look forward to
local.
taxes anymore. But I remember a time when I did, and it was beautiful. It was
Right? A
like,
time
oh
was
my God.
had, a had was time. I get it. So today we're going to talk about how to maximize your tax return. And this is going to be some single mom money moves that we're going to be sharing with each and every one of you.
All right. So in this space, we are going to tell the truth. We're going to break things down about these tax returns and help you make informed decisions. Because a lot of us single moms, we don't know all of the tax deductions we can get. I still don't know. So if you got some tips, because I don't want to, let me know, girl.
Well, keep listening to the podcast today, and hopefully we'll both learn something along with our listeners. If you have any topics you would like us to discuss, you can go ahead and send it to us through our social medias on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are at Single Mom Honey Official, and on TikTok, we are at single.mom.honey. Or go ahead and send us an email, singlemomhoney@gmail.com, if you have any topics or questions concerning today's topic, or if you are interested in being a guest on the show. Single
Yes,
Mom
we would
Honey,
love to hear from you.
yes, singlemomhoney@gmail.com.
All right. So we're going to be talking about how to maximize our tax returns as single moms.
Yeah, legally.
Legally, yeah. And I mean, you're the money lady, so let's get going.
I'm the money lady, but I'm not a professional when it comes to taxes and advising. I'm
Okay,
gonna give
so
you information that I have experienced and
right.
also what we have learned from just looking up information concerning this topic. So don't be trying to say, Aisha told me I could found this, but no, I
Definitely don't say Quay told you. We're
didn't.
just trying to help. Okay.
We just give you something to take to your tax advisor or for you to know while doing your own. So, for a lot of single moms, a tax refund isn't extra money.
Mm-hmm.
It's catch up money, like I said before. It's stability money.
It
Hello.
almost sounded like you said ketchup money, like the condiment on a sandwich. But
No,
you meant
catch up money. Like I'm
okay.
behind on
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mortgage, I'm behind
I
on my
figured as
utilities.
much.
Let me get caught up. How about that? Debt relief money, because
Right.
mentioned before, a lot of single moms have to rely on debt to
Well, what
be.
about emergency relief money?
Yes,
Yeah.
emergency relief money if you are in a position where you don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily need it right now, but you could put it away for a rainy day. And then also like some breathing room money.
Yeah.
Like I think this is my second year of getting a tax refund, but I have been in your shoes for quite a few years. I would say about 8 years or so. I was not getting a refund at all. I had to owe to
I
federal,
just
state, and local.
I just don't understand how I owe anybody when I take care of 3 kids by myself, and there's a multiplier on these kids, and it's really like 16 kids, like, I should be getting some assistance. You
I
can't, like,
totally
take
agree.
from me and then, like, ask for more. What are
Yeah,
we talking about right now? I'm
right.
paying child support to the government?
Not only that, send the bill to their daddy. Okay, you want some extra
Exactly.
money? Now I had to work to
That is a
make this
great
extra
idea.
salary. Send it to their daddy. Okay, add it to his arrears,
Please. Please and thank you.
and they'll get their money though. They don't worry about you getting your arrears, but they'll get their arrears from them.
Lord have mercy.
Let's work together, shit, Sam.
Alright, so, if it's catch-up money, debt relief money, I still don't really know how to get the tax deductions to maximize my return. So
Mm.
that's a problem for me and many single moms. I don't even know what I really qualify for. Do you?
I use TurboTax for
Okay.
my tax returns. And I've been using that for the past 4 years or so. I used to have an accountant I would work with prior to, but I couldn't afford paying that bill once I became a single mom. So I just went to what I could do. And the great thing about TurboTax, and this is not a promo for them, but TurboTax, holla at your girl if you're trying to. You gotta park in something, you know
Yes.
what I'm saying? But the great thing with TurboTax, and a lot of tax preparer apps or systems, whoever do this, they would just take the amount of money that you uh, got from your tax return to pay for the preparation part. So
Which is
it's
awesome.
not necessarily coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of
Mhm.
your amount, but not out of your pocket because who got $250 sitting around just to do your taxes? Like, no,
Exactly.
take that out of what they owe me, and then we all squared away. Cool? All right. So today is about helping you walk into tax season informed and confident because just like Quay, a lot of people don't feel comfortable when it comes to doing their own taxes. It's just like, let me get these forms, just drop it off on somebody else and let them handle it.
Yeah,
Because
and what if
that's
you're
not your
missing
forte.
something? Oh
Yeah, I
gosh.
mean, that's your not your forte. It's not your forte. So the first part is filing status. This part matters the most.
Oh, yes. Okay, so let's start with the basics. If you're a single mom and you pay more than half of the cost of maintaining your household, um,
More than half. You mean all?
more than half, it's always more than half.
Okay.
If you pay for the cost of maintaining your household, you may qualify as head of household, I should
Mhm.
say.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to say something really quick. If you are a single mom and you're single momming while married, there is a protected status that you can file for as well. And
You
that
mean,
would be
like, while separated or while
nah, like it was right prior to me getting separated, but like at that time, my ex spouse just wasn't responsible with his money and his taxes and things like that. So I was able to file injured spouse so that that tax return or the penalties that he got because of not paying previous taxes or not filing properly would not impact my tax return. So that is something to definitely ask your tax accountant about or whoever's filing your taxes. And you may have to look into it on an app to see how that works. But that was very instrumental in me getting a full tax return when I was a single married mom, because
Yeah.
otherwise I would be paying for the sins of their father.
Well, good thing you were able to get out of that because I did pay for the sins of my children's father.
Oh,
Our tax return was taken away for years because he had restitution, federal restitution he had to pay.
oh yeah, that's crazy.
They took our tax return, I think, 3 years in a row, so that's tens of thousands of dollars that I never got to touch. That had nothing to do with me because the crime was committed
Yeah,
before I even met him. And then I didn't find out about it before until right before the marriage, like 2 weeks before the wedding. So it was just craziness that was going on. Girl, I could write a whole
mhm,
book. But
yeah,
yeah, I I did receive a letter from the IRS though that said, this is a joint return, but if you as the spouse can file for what you said,
injured spouse. Yep.
injured spouse, and they would give me my half of the tax return. At the time, I was just depleted. I was tired of
Mhm.
how that marriage went, and we will talk more about that.
You know what though? I wonder if you could go back and do that. You know how sometimes you can file a amendment to your taxes?
Mhm.
That's
I
something to
have
always look
I have
into.
no I have no clue.
Hmm.
But, that status usually comes with a higher standard deduction when you do file as head of household. It
Mhm.
lowers your tax rates and potentially a larger refund. If you're the person that is taking care of the children primarily, why not file head of household? Do not
Mhm.
put single, do not put in Quay's situation, married when you are the one handling the most, or you don't want to be impacted by their bad decisions, then go
Exactly.
ahead and choose head of household. And if you can get the caveat with injured spouse, then go ahead and do it as well. But always choose head of household because guess what? That's exactly what you are.
Exactly. You are the head, you are the leader, you are the provider, protector, all those things. So make sure you're not automatically just filing single just because you're a single mom.
Because you hear a
Um,
single mom, oh, I'm a
uh,
single.
yeah, not when it comes to taxes.
Yeah.
Just make sure to check your status and see if you qualify as head of household. That can change the amount of your return
Yeah.
and may benefit you.
Exactly. So credits that increase your refund, Quay. So you talked about this. So when we talk about the credits reduce your tax bill dollar for dollar.
Mhm.
Credits is where you get the refund from. Okay. Like we all have certain scenarios that apply to each one of us. First of all,
Mhm.
we'll talk about the child tax credit. We got
Mm.
kids. We single mom. We got them children. Go ahead. They got to pay for their way somehow.
Oh my
You
god.
here for free.
Listen, the child tax credit is not hitting like it used to. I'll tell you that much.
And they are very
Oh,
selective.
Yeah, and it
Hey,
all
man,
depends
they
on
want
your income level.
yeah.
It used to benefit me. And go ahead, go ahead. Let's talk about the child tax credit. If you have a qualifying child or children, you may be eligible for like thousands of dollars per child. And that depends on your income, like I said. Once you hit a certain income bracket, that child tax credit disappears. So
Yeah.
if you are eligible and you're in the right income bracket, I would go for it. It's
Yeah,
a great
definitely
credit to
make
get.
sure you get that money. Then there's the Earned Income Tax Credit, also known
Uh-huh.
as the EITC. Now, this one is huge for working single moms, and many people
Mhm.
don't realize they qualify.
Okay, well, the earned income. Let's try that again. Like say that fast 5 times, like a tongue twister. EITC, Earned Income Tax Credit. Okay, it came out. It's designed to support low to moderate income workers, especially those with children. So that would be us. We would be qualified depending on our income, once
Mhm.
again. And this as well can significantly increase your tax return. So I would definitely look out for that.
Yeah, in addition to the EITC, the Child Independent Care Credit. So if you work and you send your kid to childcare, be it before care, after care, or daycare or preschool, so you can go to work or go to school, go ahead and make sure you get that child credit. Also, summer camps. Don't forget that. I feel like I forget that all the time. I always
Hmm.
put just during a school year because when you're doing your taxes, it's
Yeah,
January, February. You're not thinking about that summer before. Like, that's out of your mind. And in
right.
some cases, you could even be able to claim a dependent care credit for babysitters. So if you don't have your
Absolutely.
child in an actual facility or you do in-home childcare, as long as that babysitter has a social security number or you're paying them and they're getting like a 1099, you will be able to go ahead and use it towards your
Yes,
tax
I
refund.
definitely did that before.
But you did? You used the
Yeah,
actual babysitter and
I
you
used the actual babysitter, because initially I had my kids in daycare, and
uh-huh.
daycare was killing me softly.
Yeah, that's what it does.
I can't even say killing me softly, it was just killing me. And both of them work, and it will apply and reduce your tax liability. So,
So information did you have to get from your babysitter?
for the babysitter, I just needed to have her Social Security number. So,
Okay.
of course, you're gonna put your kids with someone you can trust.
Yeah,
And you also have to find someone who is going to be legit with their, tax information, because some people like to babysit under the table, and that's not gonna work if you wanna claim that on your taxes. Like,
because
they
they'll
have
tell you the
to
second, "What you need my Social Security for? I'm not saying telling the government I made this money." Like,
exactly.
"I give you a low rate,
Mhm.
so we
This is
don't
the
have to do
trade-off.
this."
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully you have a setup with someone who is open to that, because not everyone is, and if so,
Right.
you negotiate down a little bit more. If I can't get no credit for this, then you gonna have to put out a little bit more babysitter, okay?
Exactly. Exactly. Alright, so let's also talk about educational and work-related tax deductions. So if you're in school paying off student loans, unfortunately, I still got some student loans because I was like a forever student. I'm still learning. There are educational credits that you can utilize. I've definitely utilized them every time I was in school. Anytime I
Mm,
got tuition, hey, I had to pay for school. Like, for example, the American Opportunity Credit or the Lifetime Learning Credit. I've definitely utilized both of them. I don't think you can use both of them at the same time, so you have to qualify under each one, but look into that definitely.
and if you're self-employed, so going towards work-related deductions, freelancing and running a side business, they do count.
Mhm.
This part is especially important. You may be able to deduct your business expenses,
Mhm.
supplies, mileage on your personal vehicle or business vehicle, part of your phone or internet, and home office expenses as well. This is something that I personally have utilized in the
I
past.
have done the same. Make
Yes.
sure you keep your receipts.
Yep.
If you
Log
don't
it.
yes, log it, keep your receipts, especially when it comes to, like, mileage and things like that, you wanna make sure you keep a clear log. Also, your bank accounts, sometimes you can, go back on your account and look up all of the, different transactions. That's a lot of extra work. If you keep your receipts and have them organized well, it might be a little easier.
Yeah, I would recommend putting like a reminder on your calendar to do it at least once a month.
You know
That
what?
way
I've
you
definitely seen some apps that do that. We'll have to
I
look
just
into
came
that.
across those too. Around this time of the year, they've been popping up on my social media
Mhm.
and everything. Like, you could do your business expenses in 15 minutes. Really? Okay.
Listen. That would
Wherever you
be
get
great.
the help, wherever you get the help.
Yeah, wherever you can save time
Yeah.
without cutting corners, right? All right, so let's talk about some common mistakes that single moms make when it comes to filing your taxes.
Yeah, let's talk about what not to do, okay?
Okay,
One big mistake, rushing through your taxes because you need
don't
the
do that.
money fast. Been there, done that, got a couple other letters afterwards. So take your time if you can. And guess what? The government is not that dependable of you're going to get your return like that. Right now, the
Uh-uh.
wait is 21 days after acceptance, not even after filing. That's after the
No.
government actually accepted your refund. So keep that in mind as well. I'd rather do it once, measure twice, cut once.
Mm, Lord have mercy. Another mistake would be not asking the right questions. You need to have someone who's knowledgeable, whoever is like preparing your taxes or the tax software, you need to make sure you understand it. If you don't
Yeah.
ask the right questions, you might make mistakes, and those mistakes can be very, very costly. You have to understand what credits that you're claiming and that you actually qualify for them and why your refund looks the way it does. I went from getting the return to not getting the return.
Mm,
And honestly, I still don't understand why. It just don't make no sense to me. I need all the money. I need all of it. That's why I go to work.
I mean, what do you claim? We could talk about this another time, but
Girl,
we got to figure out what you're claiming.
I need the trade secrets because I don't even know, like, and it's probably not no trade secrets. I have a tax accountant now because as my income increased, it was like, I don't know, there's just this like one point of no return. They don't give a fuck about how many kids you got. They're coming
Mm,
for your money after they already then took the money out during the year. I just don't understand. Like, why would you need more? Why do I need to support the government?
well, that's what happens when you're middle class. The middle class supports the government.
I don't
Lower
appreciate
and
it.
middle class support the government. Come on now, you know that.
I
You do social studies.
I get it. It's just not fair.
I totally agree. It's not fair,
And it's not fair for single moms. There should be a single mom credit. We should probably advocate for that.
right? Not just a child dependent care credit. What about single
Single
mom credit?
mom credit,
What
exactly.
about the emotional turmoil? We are single handedly holding up this government, this country
While raising our
by
children?
raising their GDI. Is
Lord
it
have
GDI?
mercy. Girl.
Gross domestic product.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
So yeah, I kind of get that. But the one thing I will say when you are in a stressful situation and you
Mhm.
need the money fast, please try to avoid those tax refund advance loans. I have family
Abs
members who get those every single year. You can't okay. If it's an emergency, I'm about to be okay. If it's an emergency and you need to have this money, or if not, you won't be able to get your surgery or something like that, that's totally different. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the family members of mine who get advanced just to buy a new car every year, or get an advance just to buy a big giant TV for the Super Bowl every year, or get an advance just so they could go to Vegas every year, or
Who gets their
those
tax return in time for the Super Bowl?
people who get the advance because they don't have to wait for the government to
Ha, ha,
approve it.
ha.
They
Okay,
get
makes
an
sense
advance
now.
from companies who give
I
an
never
advance.
got one.
They take a portion of it, they get a percentage of it. So you basically you're getting up front a short term loan for
Okay.
your money that you're going to get that you could wait maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks for, but you rather have it right now, instant gratification.
Oh, no.
So unless you fully understand the fees, because the
Mhm.
fees are whoo
Crazy.
quick, but fast money can come at a cost. That's why it's fast
Mhm.
paying money. You're paying for the convenience of it.
Absolutely. And also, if you are head of household, please avoid falling for, well, I'm their dad or I'm their mama. Shouldn't I get half of that return back? If you are the primary custodial parent, that ain't got nothing to do with them.
That's when they start coming around after Christmas,
Mm-mm.
after they didn't buy anything for your kids for Christmas. Then all of a sudden they start sniffing around, trying to figure out when you gonna apply
Right.
for those taxes, or I want my family back.
Yeah.
Oh, my cousin
Don't
felt
fall for
it.
the don't fall for the okey doke.
Yeah, yeah.
Not at all. And, be very careful with the information, especially like social security numbers for your children, especially if you have like parents or the other parents who are not very trustworthy.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
they could get it, but you also have to watch to make sure no one tried to file and claim your kids prior to you filing your taxes, because then that's a whole nother problem.
My dad has never lived in the same household as me my entire life. Okay. My mother was a single mom and took care
Hmm.
of my brother on her own. When my last year in high school, my mom went to go file taxes,
Mhm.
and it was like they went through her tax return, went through and everything. She got a letter from the IRS saying this social security number for Aisha has been used already. Filed on this date. So we are going to have to hold your refund because you are the second person to have used this social security number. My mom called my dad, was like, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. You used her social security number to file taxes? No, no, I didn't do that. Wait, no, I did do that because you told me I could. My mother would never
What?
tell my father that he could use my social security number for a child he has never taken care of for
That
her
don't even make sense.
before I turned 18. So I was 17. He used my social security number. My mom said she called to the IRS and
Mhm.
reported it fraud. And she was like, if y'all want to get y'all money, y'all better get it from him because I have 17 years or 16 years that I have claimed this social security number.
Right.
Is the outlier. So I don't know what happened on his end, but
Mhm.
my mom said she did eventually get the tax return, but it took like months to get because it was like an investigation going on. But could you imagine?
Could imagine that, like, you know, in cartoons where the characters they get mad and they look like tea kettles and it just start filling up, the steam start coming out their ear. Like that would have been me. Like I don't even know who to call. Like,
Yeah.
mm,
Another thing I wanna share is
mhm,
if you are divorced or you're going through a divorce, make sure it is in your divorce decree who can claim the child and tax refunds. That's usually a standard. With my situation, the first year after our divorce, we split kids. So we have 2 children. I took
mhm,
one, he took the other. That was the only year he was allowed to claim 1 child. After that, they both have been on my tax refund thereon. But please make sure that is in your paperwork when it comes to your children. That way you have legal support for it. So if such situation happens, such as what my dad he tried to do with my social security number, you could send that to the government and say, see, I'm the person who's responsible for them. So that is a standard when it comes to divorce. But if you have a child agreement as well, in addition to that, make sure it is written out in
and
there.
I think rules vary by state, so you might wanna just, go to your local commonwealth and see how that actually works for your custody agreements and when it comes to the finances. For me here, I have primary physical custody and all the kids live with me, but I know if there was a way, he would have made a way because I got them calls.
A snake gonna snake, girl.
Yeah.
A snake gonna snake all day, every day.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
the
Oh,
slither.
yeah. I used to get them calls like, "Oh, so you got your tax return, but we got 3 kids together, sir.
What?
You remembered that you had kids at
This
tax
time of the
season?
year?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, you forgot. You didn't even get them a Christmas present, let alone you're not even supporting." Like, Lord
Look,
have mercy.
also, it's unfortunate that the tax season is around Valentine's Day. That's how a lot of them
Absolutely.
be getting in.
Don't
They
get
get
got.
in through the desperation of wanting to have a Valentine and not being alone. You could be alone, but not lonely. So
Exactly.
keep that in mind as well. And not just the children's fathers, watch out for your boyfriends too. Watch out
Exactly.
for some guy who's in and out, this, that, and the other. He want to try to flip your tax return.
Mm-mm.
Let me get that 5,000. Imma bring back 50.
Yeah, no.
Don't do it, sis. That money is for you and your children. He ain't have nothing to do
Exactly.
with those kids. So why would you
Exactly.
give up your children's maybe just a moment of joy to take them on a
He want
trip or go out to dinner for somebody else
exactly.
too, you
If
know?
he wanna do any flipping, he got to flip on his own.
Exactly. If he ain't be able to flip when he already got in his written pockets, then guess what? He ain't gonna flip your stack. Keep
Exactly.
yourself for you and your kids.
The outcome will be that you flip out.
Exactly.
If
You
you
flip
don't wanna
out
be on Snapped.
and he ain't got nothing to provide other than to pack up his PlayStation and his Jordans and leave your house. Don't let nobody move your house. That's gonna be a whole another topic. Don't y'all be
Oh
letting
god,
men
yes.
move into your houses with you and your kids.
Dear God.
Come on, quick. I'm getting hot.
Uh-huh.
Let's
Hey.
talk about smart ways to use your refund.
Alright, alright, alright. So smart ways to use your refund. Okay. Now, if you have a shopping demon, like sometimes I do, that is not smart. That is not a smart way to utilize your refund. Like,
Shopping.
a shopping demon, yeah. Like I call it therapeutic retail therapy. Like, yeah, right?
Just go crazy, huh?
See, the thing is, I think we need to take a time out when we get that refund and develop a plan.
Yes.
Because if you don't plan, you plan to fail. You want to take a pause before spending it all. Like,
Yeah.
you want to make sure that you're putting it, you got goals. I'm sure you did your New Year's resolution, or you also made a vision board, or you got a financial plan and you want to stick to it, but pause before you even start spending. Like,
Yeah.
even when you get your paycheck, you should take a pause. Every
Or
paycheck, you
even
should
gets
take a pause.
deposit. You
Yeah.
can tell, I don't know about you, but my job, we have a system where well, prior jobs was different. We could see the paycheck before it was
Mm-hmm.
applied. But now the system, it gets a you get a pay stub the day of your paycheck. So before I even go into my bank account to look at it, I look at my pay stub, and that's when I build my budget from that before I even see the actual amount in my account. So it helps me, like you said, that pause to prepare.
Mm-hmm. So smart ways to utilize your refund. One of the ways would be to prioritize paying down high interest debt.
Hmm.
You want to get rid of that as fast as you can because that balance is just going to keep on building.
Yep.
Um, Make sure another way would be to make sure you're caught up on your rent and utilities. Now, we all know around tax season, we are still in the cold of winter,
Yeah.
the dead of winter, whatever you want to call it.
Winter is here. Heard
Yeah,
they was
yeah. So,
coming.
you wanna get caught back up on your utilities if you're not already caught up. I know my heating bill goes way up during the winter, and the electric because, you're in the house more.
Yeah.
You should also think about starting an emergency fund or think about investing in education or a business or, even thinking about a Roth IRA or adding more money to your K if you haven't reached the maximum. There are so many positive things you can do. Or, start your savings for that vacation or start your what Aisha calls your stuffing. Your what is
Cash
it called? Money
stuffing.
saving class stuffing. Listen. I just got done with Thanksgiving a couple months ago, so I get excited about stuffing.
I'm
But
not a Thanksgiving fan. Are you?
I like the food.
I
I
don't
like
know.
the
The older I've gotten, the more I'm like, this is too much fucking food. Like, why are we cooking? Like, this is the last feast.
I
I don't know.
don't know. I don't know,
Every
girl.
year is just so much food, so many options.
So what I do now, I don't do Thanksgiving at my house. I do it at my sister's house. That's why I get to enjoy it. Sometimes you got to delegate those things. Well, we can talk about that later.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
okay,
Preparing for the
so
holidays.
you just start going. Mm,
So even using part of it intentionally can change like your financial position long term. I
mm-hmm.
love the idea of adding to that emergency fund. We all know that the other shoe is going to drop, especially as a
Period.
single mom. We are living off of one income. Listen to
Right.
our past episode if you want to figure out how you go from two incomes to one. That will give you a good idea
Right.
of how you can safeguard and create some type of stability for you and your children. But that comes from putting away for a rainy day. That
Exactly.
emergency fund is going to be the saving grace for you.
And I like to say, with your tax refund, after you take that pause, figure out the best way to pay yourself first because the bills are always going to be there. Make
Yeah.
sure that you have that money already coming out for your K because that's a tax deduction. Like, it's going to decrease your tax liability. You want to make sure that if you're sending it to a Roth IRA or if you got savings somewhere or if you got like life insurance where you can pull from while you're living. I mean, these
Mhm.
are all great ideas, like just to make sure that your money is stable.
Yeah, but I recommend that starting an emergency fund if you are able to.
Hmm.
Everybody's circumstances is different, but if you are able to put down at least $1,000 to shoo away, to
Hmm.
stuff away in a sock, to stuff away behind a picture frame, to put in a savings account in your bank if you don't feel comfortable with having cash in your home,
Yeah,
please do that. If you could only do $50 at a time, okay, but it has to be every time you get paid. Money is
be
going to that
consistent.
emergency fund.
Yep,
If you can only do 5, $10 here, there, and everywhere, guess what? It's going to add up. But be prepared for the emergency that we know is coming down the pipeline, be it a freaking emergency copay that you got to pay because you're
right,
want
right.
to stick a rock in his ear during playground time, during recess. And he came home and said, "Mommy, you hear that?" And I said, "What?" He was like, it's something, man. I put a rock in my ear. And I'm like, okay, you're just playing. The next morning he woke up, Mommy, my ear hurt because the rock was moving all night long. I'm like, are you telling me the truth? You put a rock in your ear. Yes, I put a rock in my ear. I was like,
Oh,
all right, well, I'm about to take you to the emergency room and they might have to give you a big needle and a big shot trying to scare him to saying, no, I
oh
didn't
my
do it.
God.
And he was
Yes.
like, okay. That's when I knew, like, oh my gosh, my kid is not afraid of going to the hospital, even though there's a possibility of him getting a shot. He must really have put a rock in there. So we went into the emergency room and
Uh-huh.
the was like, maybe he imagined putting a rock in his ear, but there's nothing in there. I don't see anything at all. A nurse
Mm-hmm.
came in and she said, honey, you hear that rock moving around? He like, yeah, I hear it moving around. And she did some like flushed it out with like some saline and she
Okay.
pushed saline into his ear and poof, popped out came a rock. So the doctor was wrong. The nurse was right. And how did
Mhm.
he figure out how to do that? But she did within minutes.
Listen, that's a whole nother topic when you got to advocate about your children, advocate
Yeah.
for your children when going to the ER. We're going to talk about that because I
Yeah.
definitely have an experience to share.
Yeah. So emergency fund gone. Portion already because we putting rocks in our ears during recess. So be
Okay.
prepared for that.
Emergency fund for field trips, emergency fund for things that just pop up, needs if your kids are in extracurricular activities. Like, you just got to have money to the side. You need money for a rainy day because
Need
it rains when you're a
funds to
single
have
mom.
fun.
Yeah, exactly. And funds to live.
Yeah.
So let's talk about empowerment over fear. I know filing your taxes can be intimidating at times,
Mhm.
especially when you have financial changes. Like, maybe you're making more now and you thought that you were going to catch a break. Or, we get other people in office and the tax return or the tax breaks you got last year, they're not here anymore. Or,
You're like, it don't apply to
there's-
you.
yeah, you're like, wait a second. Just remember that being educated on the topic and having knowledge kind of reduces that fear. Knowledge and knowing what you're qualified for is like powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. And realize that this is your money. Okay. A tax return is nothing more than money that the government borrowed from you from every paycheck that you worked for those hours throughout the
Yeah.
year. They took a loan and now they made money off of that loan with interest. And now they're giving you back a portion of it. So that's what a tax
I
return
don't
is.
understand why they be asking me for more. Like, what are we
And you
doing?
working more, you making more money, baby. You got to give up more. You better talk to your accountant. If you're paying somebody to do your taxes, Quay, you need to be able to ask them straight up. Can you explain to me why I keep
You're
owing?
right. I need to ask more questions.
Yeah, don't just say, "Dang, I gotta owe it." No, why? Explain to me.
I
What?
do ask, like, if the amount that comes back is outrageous. I'm like, sir, did we look at everything that I was qualified for? Can we go back again? And we go back again, and it comes down a little bit. But, I guess it is really important to make sure you have the right tax accountant because, you could just be another number.
Mm-hmm.
And as a single mom, I can't afford to be another number. I need my money. So
Yeah,
I will ask more questions.
absolutely, because you deserve every dollar that you legally qualify for. Like maximizing your tax return isn't cheating; it's being
Exactly.
informed about where your money going and how it's getting back to
Ooh, maybe we can get some tax tips. We'll get a tax guy on here.
you. Yeah, we
Tax
should.
lady, tax person. All right. So if this episode helped you, make sure you share it with another single mom. Make sure you tune in to us next time. We are here for you as Single Mom Honey. And remember, we are not financial advisors. Well,
No.
I'm definitely not. I cover the health. So
We are not your personal financial advisors. Let's make sure we all remember that. So we are advocates for single moms having access to information and resources. Single Mom Honey, where we
Okay.
talk money without shame and build stability with intention.
All right. I'm Quay. I cover the health.
I'm Aisha. I cover the money.
You bring the tea.
And we got the honey.
All right. See you next time.